This is the most react-ception that we've done.
Let's watch it. We need to talk about this company.
Are you a gamer?
Why is the quality so bad? It says 1080p. That's better. Is this gonna, it's 40 minutes, but are they cutting?
Gamer?
No.
Me too. And as a gamer, I have intricate, deep knowledge of all of our strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
And no matter how hard you work,
Yeah.
there will always be one weakness that I'm going to exploit right now. A single word that can induce vomiting in even the strongest, most seasoned of gaming barbarians. And that word is Fextralife. It was
Dun, dun,
tough even getting
dun.
that one out. If you've ever played a new game...
I'm gonna be honest, like one time I looked up where to find an item in Dark Souls 2, and their wiki came up, and I looked at it, and I went to the place and it wasn't there. And I was just like, yeah, nobody fucking knows where this shit is, huh? I didn't even really hold it against them. I was like, I hated Dark Souls 2 so much that I blamed their wiki being bad on the game being bad. I'm not even kidding.
You've probably Googled something about
I
it,
didn't
and
even
among
blame
the
them.
first links on the search results is Fextralife.
Uh-huh.
And it is such a scourge. Nobody goes to Fextralife on purpose. It's like falling into the back rooms.
Yep.
It's this thing that unfortunately happens all too often when a new game comes out and you want some information or a guide on it, so you just Google it, and you click the first link, and all of a sudden you accidentally just paid a visit to Fextralife.
Oh, thank
and
God.
it is such a
Well,
tragic
you
Oh,
don't just pay a
gosh.
visit
Is it
to
that
Fextralife,
bad?
You also visit their Twitch channel too.
betrayal. It feels worse than finding out your partner's cheated on you.
Oh my
Fextralife is a
god.
wiki.
Okay, has anyone in chat used or like, does anyone love Fextralife, like the website, or have used it, or rely on it? Like, I don't ever look this stuff up because I stream. So why would I look this up? I'll just ask my chat and then wait for chat to tell me. And if they don't, I will just keep yelling to chat until someone Googles it for me. So I don't ever use these websites. Like growing up, I used like walkthroughs all the time, you know, because the streaming wasn't a thing. But yeah, I don't ever rely on these sites. Pretty accurate description from Charlie. Yeah. No idea what that is. I use them for maps for stuff, which hasn't been bad for me before. They have a horrible wiki. Its info is very late. Quietly cancels Fextralife membership. Uh-oh. I didn't think it was that bad. Their YouTube channel is helpful. I'm sure there is some good stuff. I'm sure there is some helpful stuff. It's such a, like, where did they even come up with this name? It's too close to Extralife.
On pretty much anything new that's come out.
I feel like that
but
could be
they
a
also
conflict.
indulge in some very shady practices that I want to talk about today.
Oh, good.
But just to talk about the website itself, I and very many others are not huge fans of this site. I personally have never
I
really
don't think it's like, listen,
First time I'm hearing about this, really?
Maxroll is better in every way. Wowhead is better in every way. Icy Veins is better in every way. So if it's on one of those other websites, I would go there. I'm sure that there are things on Fextralife website that are not wrong.
Wait, did he just say F Extralife? Is that how you're supposed to say it? As in F Extralife just died? Oh, like F, like your extra life just got you. That's just weird. I don't know. This is weird.
I'm sure that there are dozens of articles that are probably correct.
Wait, why do you guys think this
on
is the
that
same
website.
person? Are
But
you memeing?
I don't know.
found anything of value there. It really seems like
Tens of
Fextralife
them,
is
yeah.
so consumed with the
Why are we trashing a free resource that's just trying to offer help for people? It's what they do on Twitch. It's the whole Twitch embed discussion that's been going around. I swear this is the same guy. What?
The idea of being first to guides on games,
Yeah.
that they don't bother to make sure that it's
they're good.
right or good.
Oh, that sounds like YouTube.
So if you go
I think
to
this
like
leads
the
to the
Elden Ring
embed
section
discussion.
on Fextralife,
I think that's what they're setting up.
Stuff was decent. You want to get, this is the New World server, this is the New World website you should use right here. Which, I mean, to be fair, by the way, fuck these guys too, because they also embed. But if you want to you want to find something, okay, so let's go ahead. You go to a database, right? Okay, so you want to find a great sword that has Angry Earthbane and Vicious on it. Okay, so all you have to do is you go right here and you click on weapons, great sword,
Embeds and Reddit botting, they talk about it. Yeah,
right here, Angry Bane right here. And then you can just search right
Does
through here,
Asmongold
and it
not
shows
have
every single
ad
weapon, and
block?
it pops up and tells you exactly what it is. This has Keen right here. You can get this. This is a 590 sword, and then you also got this one here.
Nice, cool, very cool, very good.
It's not here on Fextralife, because it seems like all they care about is just being first and
Well,
taking.
they don't care about being first. They care about money, and how they make money is by being first. So it's not about really being first. Being first is a means to an end.
Advantage of that wave of new people that
they care
are just
about being
really
first,
trying
and
to
that
get
and why
information.
is because
you
money,
would honestly have better
obviously.
luck finding quality guides in a YouTube comment section than on Fextralife.
Especially if the YouTube video gave inaccurate instructions. That way somebody in the comments will correct the video and tell them about why the video creator should probably quit making videos forever.
So I don't really like the site that much, but that's not even what we're here to talk about. It just being a subpar wiki site isn't exactly the most interesting topic. I'd like to speak about the slimier, greasier side of this organization, because they're no stranger to scandals here. They see controversy and they fucking tap dance on it. They go a bit wacko mode. They have, for many years, been accused of certain things on Reddit, the land of the updoots, most recently with Baldur's Gate.
One day the fucking people that were talking about how, Armored Core 6, that the graphics were bad, and they were like, I don't know how long From Software can keep this up with them. Their engine sure seems to be aging. You remember that? Oh my god.
Oh my god, wait, Reddit said that?
They have actually just been blacklisted from a subreddit called Baldur's Gate 3 Builds.
Yep.
Fextralife has politely reached out about this post, vehemently states that they are not the ones behind these actions and are more interested in finding out who did it than preventing any kind of blacklist. They wish it to be stated that the actions discussed could be done by anyone, whether that be a third party thinking their actions would help the Fextralife wiki, or a third party which is hostile to the wiki. I suspected the bots were downvoting links in the community wiki, but which one is this? This is Baldur's Gate 3 Builds. I was not 100% certain of who was doing it, though I had my suspicions. Following the bot theory further confirmed itself when links to the community wiki in the very same post were getting quickly bombed with downvotes. And one user made a comment with some harsh words for Fextra, which I didn't necessarily condone, but it proved to be useful because I took those words and made a comment on a 2-year-old post of mine. And after a few minutes, it was downvoted to -9. Now, our possibilities are that some folks, well aligned towards Fextra, are lingering on a 2-year-old post, or bots are coming through and downvoting anything that is critical towards them. And those bots may be the same ones downvoting the community wiki links. I mean, this is kind of like funny that they're like, yeah, we're gonna figure out who did this. It's not us, but we're definitely gonna figure out who. It was my brother. Okay, it was my brother on the keyboard. I found out. I gotta reprimand them. They were just trying to look after me. You know, a simple little website, obviously. Like what? Like who else would be doing this? What, you have like just like, yes, some very passionate fans that built a bot to support just you. Like, come on.
Because they were suspected of vote manipulation, downvoting links to the community wiki, and using bots to keep Fextralife on top while throwing more things that compete with them into the garbage, flushing that shit right down the toilet.
So basically what they do on Twitch.
And this isn't the first time they've been accused of using bots for similar purposes.
Yeah, true.
A while back, the Dark Souls community also had some very strong accusations against Fextralife for other manipulative tactics used by them on the community posts. And
they also got shit on in EVE Online, too.
Reddit. So Fextralife is just negatively
Dang.
viewed by pretty much everyone, even
Yeah.
outside of just the quality of their wiki pages. Also heavily criticized for the way they conduct themselves and the way they try and keep Fextralife on top, artificially, supposedly. Now, the Fextralife owner...
Well, it's artificial because the quality isn't the best. That's the issue. It's that you're polluting the search results with bad information.
has
Here's the truth. We didn't do any of this. There's literally zero evidence that we did any of this. And the moderator blaming us is heavily invested in the other website that, since it was launched 2 years ago, has constantly self-promoted on Reddit while bad-mouthing us. Typical of negative campaigns. It's not, quote, use me because I have good content. It's, quote, use me because they are evil, because make random accusation here. This is now being spread as fact by other content creators that are using these false allegations to try and paint us in a bad light because they perceive us as a competition or a threat. Or because they simply drama merchants, they are simply drama merchants that benefit from outrage and witch hunts. I didn't ask anyone in the community to interact with any subreddit posts. I do not have any Reddit bots or have used any Reddit bots or even know how to use any Reddit bots. I don't know how to do it. How could it be? I didn't know Reddit bots were a thing. I had never even been to the BG3 builds subreddit before this was posted, and I've never made a negative post about their wiki. I don't actually use Reddit, and I may post every few months or years based on the situation. The idea that Reddit is good for SEO traffic is coming from people that don't know how things work. Otherwise, the consistent sticky topics and promotion links from Reddit moderators would control the entire internet. Reddit accounts for less than 1% of our traffic because people using Reddit are not looking to get in-depth gaming guides off-site or already decided they didn't want to use what Google or YouTube proposed. Our main competitors are Fandom, IGN, Games 8, PC Gamer. They're really giant sites with hundreds of millions of USD budget and 500 plus staff. In contrast, Fextralife is Fex and Cast plus stream content, blah, 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 blah. Besides the fact of how disgusting and unethical that would be and how I would strongly condemn and denounce any such act, no.
If the website was great, nobody'd be talking about this.
To all of the conversation and hoopla going on right now about them. The biggest one, and the one that I'm mainly going to be focused on, is the cooking of the books with their Twitch numbers. That's a big topic that's been around for many years, and they do talk about this here. But just to piggyback on the back of this Reddit accusation, they're coming forward and saying that, nope, that's a bunch of horseradish. Yep. Not real, not true, that's not us. We didn't use bots, and in fact, they even said, I didn't know Reddit bots were a thing, which is complete hogwash.
That's such bullshit. Yeah, I don't know why, I don't understand why you would say that. Why would you say something that's just so obviously false? You've been on the internet for over 10 years and you didn't think that people did botting? What are you, fucking stupid?
And also, you run a gaming site with guides. Bots are so prevalent in gaming. I mean, come on. Come on. Have I ever actively thought of Reddit and botting? No, but would I be surprised that they exist? No, not at all. This doesn't surprise me.
What do you mean you didn't know Reddit bots were a thing? Yes, you did. Of
course.
Everybody knows that. It's totally fine to come defend yourself against the accusations and point out, logical inconsistencies or the evidence isn't strong enough. But why tell a
why tell a lie that just obviously isn't true?
Bold-faced lie like that
That's exactly
in your
what
defense?
I fucking said.
I'm so innocent. I've never even heard of bots. I think you called them.
Yeah.
The only bot I know is the Autobots. We don't even know what this is. We're so
what is
innocent.
this word?
That's
bots?
the weirdest defense attempt. Why would you say that?
It's just so obviously disingenuous.
Bots are a thing on every platform everywhere, and everyone knows it. Bots are a thing on Twitch as well, which Fextralife is no stranger to, since Fextralife is basically botting all of their Twitch viewer numbers thanks to their embedding video practice that they use. I'm sure bots isn't the preferred nomenclature for Fextralife when it comes to their viewer numbers. They might use something a little more bubbly, a little more PR-friendly, like less than sentient spectators, or perhaps blissfully unaware
non-human viewers.
Blissfully unaware
viewers of the Fextralife stream.
I mean, the thing is, they are human viewers. So this is where the difference is. I mean, they are people. I mean, I think for the most part. I don't know if they're view botting straight off, but so the controversy is the embeds, right? So Fextralife, you go to the website, you're going to see the Twitch stream embedded, and that gives them a ton of viewers on their stream. And that's where the whole discussion came from. And where we left off in our discussion on Friday was we are not like I don't know about Asmongold and MoistCr1TiKaL. I don't know their positions on how embedding should be handled. But the whole point is, you should not count as a viewer if you are not actively choosing to watch a stream. So if you're on a website and you're just like, you have a walkthrough pulled up on you know, your window, and at the very bottom of the website, like, which is like, you know, 10 scrolls down, there's a stream playing and you're counting as a viewer for that stream, you should not be counting as a viewer for that stream. That is unethical and screws up so many factors. Screws up brands, screws up Twitch, screws up the directory. And every streamer that's behind that channel now is just disadvantaged because they're competing with someone that has 20,000 viewers, but it's just a website that has 20,000 people on the site. So that's where the whole thing comes up. Also, just a heads up that ads are going to be playing in about 1.5 minutes. So if you do not want to see the ads, feel free to subscribe. Otherwise, you will get through this. And thank you for supporting the stream.
A controversial
You will
hot
get through
topic for
this.
quite a few years now. This comes up at least once or twice a year. If you have ever gone on Twitch during a new big game release, within the first or second on that page is Fextralife. They have like an average of 30k viewers when a game is new, and if they're playing an older game, they'll still average like 10k plus. But if you ever click on their stream, you're gonna smell something a little fishy in there. It gets a bit stinky in the swamp because there is no chat activity. Maybe 2 or 3.
Well, no, there is chat activity. There's one guy who says, "Why does this channel have so many viewers?" And then they get banned. So there is chat activity, and like there'll be one of those like every 5 minutes.
I mean, and that's the thing too. Like, if it was just because it's allowed by Twitch doesn't mean it's not scummy. You know what I mean? Like, if you are just banning people that are like, well, why does it say you have 20,000 viewers? You could be like, oh, we're embedding our website. We're embedding our stream onto our website that we made. Why can't, I mean, you could just have a command that explains that. I don't know. Are you ashamed? Maybe? Of what you're doing? Maybe?
People chatting to each other in a 30,000 person stream, which is very odd. 30k is huge. They are among one of the biggest channels when it comes to concurrent viewers, at least when new games are present.
Yeah.
And no one's talking. 30,000 viewers on their stream, but their chat is a goddamn ghost town. It's an absolute barren wasteland. You'd find more life in Chernobyl than you would in a Fextralife 30,000 plus viewer stream. So how is that possible? It has to do with a very controversial practice they engage in called embedding, where they embed.
Vroom, thank you for the resub. Thank you so much. I thought Twitch said years ago that embedded viewers wouldn't count for viewer numbers. I don't recall that, and I mean, clearly that's not the case. Also, Shiniest Bubble says, yo, just saw your vid. I guess I'm part of the problem by looking up builds. I mean, there's no blame on the viewers here. Like, I mean, let's be clear. No one is saying, like, shaming viewers for using Fextralife, for, like, you know, using those other sites that have accusations for embedding. Like, and that's the whole problem, right? Like, viewers are unaware that this is a problem, that this is happening, that they're being used to inflate viewer numbers. Like, so there's no blame here for viewers that are, you know, like, in this situation. So let's be clear about that.
Their Twitch stream on their wiki site, and not just on the front page.
And they do this, by the way, in order to increase their viewer count. If they didn't increase their viewer count with embedding, they wouldn't do it. It's being embedded for the purpose of increasing their viewer count, not to increase the experience or improve the experience of a viewer. I will not accept that any video or any stream that autoplays whenever you open up a website is being done in the interest of the user. So,
see, and this is 100% what I agree with as well. And this is why I propose that Twitch, like, changes how they count viewership on embedded streams. Because if it didn't count, then I don't think most of these streamers would do this. So yeah, I mean, I 100% agree with Asmongold here, and I think that's why it's like a fair. We're not saying get rid of embeds, because functionally they can be beneficial. Hey! Friday, thank you for the sub. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate it. They already struggled to count normal people as viewers. Yeah, I mean, I think that would be a good compromise because you still get your embed and your traffic flow, but you're not getting your wildly inflated viewership that is, you know, hurting many factors of this experience. And again, yeah, I think if that was changed, I think that, you know, you're gonna see how many real viewers these people have, and it's minuscule.
Well, what do you mean so? You don't have to care about it, but if you do care about it, it's still wrong. It negatively affects every other fucking streamer. Yeah, sure.
On every single page of their site. So let's say you open the Elden Ring Fextralife page. You'll see that the stream is in the top left. They're currently offline as of me making this video, but when they're online, it would be right there. And now let's say you want to go deeper, you're looking at like build guides or something. If you go to one of those pages, the stream is also embedded there. It's on every single page of Fextralife, their stream is embedded, meaning no matter where you go, you will count as a viewer for their Twitch stream.
And the thing is, like, they may be streaming Armored Core, but their stream will still appear in the Elden Ring channel, right? So it's not necessarily that beneficial for the viewers. It can be if the game aligns with what you're looking for. But if it's on every page, then 99% of the time it's going to be a game that you're like, oh, they're streaming. It's not even relevant, right? Like the stream is not even relevant at the point. But I will say, like, I mean, I haven't, like, just showing this part of the website, I at least appreciate that the stream is at the top and not hidden at the bottom. I will give points for that because that at least is transparent and very visible for the viewer to understand that that is happening. And, like, you know, that's at least better than burying it down at the bottom of your stream. Fextralife's embeds are smaller than the minimum size. Are they? I don't think that's smaller than the minimum size. I think the minimum size is like, it's like 400 by 300 or something like that. I mean, that seems accurate. I don't think they would play around with making it with not following those rules because they have just like so much riding on this embed, right? Like they have so much on that. Do you have a website and Twitch? This seems like a no-brainer thing to do. I mean, yes, of course, right? It's like that one has to be 340 by 400, but it's 340 by 398. Oh, I mean, okay. Well, come on. I'm not gonna call them out. They're 2 pixels less. Like, come on. I mean, it's fine. Like, I wouldn't raise a fuss. I personally would not raise a fuss. Video only frame has to be 400 by 300. The fuss is that it harms the it's misleading and it harms other creators. So as for you from your position, if you run the site, like, of course, why would you not do that? And why would they go? The thing is, I don't think Twitch will ever do something about this, but creators calling out the other creators that are doing this, I think it does help to show like that we as creators should not accept this as a standard. It freaks up the algorithm. I see them in my recommend all the time with thousands of viewers. What's the harm to other creators? Twitch is a very viewership-based discovery system. The more viewers you have, the more you're gonna grow. Because most people, even though Twitch now has algorithms for recommended, most people still like to browse channels from viewership, high to low. So the people that are at the top, the first position, and usually the top few, are in a much better position to get more viewers. So the people that are behind, they don't really get a lot of growth. And anyone that is a mid-sized streamer feels this very, very much. This has been such a problem that there's been a lot of discussion about New World and how many creators left that directory because of the rampant embedding and inflated viewer counts that were putting these streamers at the top, and just harming all other creators. There's, for example, I'm gonna pull up Goth's Twitter because he was talking about this quite a bit. Not that New World was a massive success, it did and is doing fine, but its Twitch directory was killed by embedders. I've had so many broadcasters reach out and say they quit streaming the game because seeing embedders in the top slots killed their drive. I hope this blows up someday and advertisers start suing and or they go to jail for fraud. The New World category was especially flooded with this garbage back when I streamed. Like every channel in the top 5 to 10 were embed. Trying to see if there was anything else related to that about, but yeah, there was a lot of discussion about like New World especially. But yeah, I mean, it affects tons of directories. So that's why it's bad. Like that's why it's so bad. It's because there's no opportunity. And also like, I mean, drops is kind of being linked to this because streamers will just like have an AFK channel basically. And I thought Twitch said something about that. So I'm kind of confused why that's still happening. But again, it's abusing tools to get ahead at the cost of real creators making real content, you know, and trying to grow and trying to get their opportunity to be in the first slot or the first position, right? Like up here. The higher you are here, the way better you are. The way better off you are.
Fextralife page. You'll see that the stream is in the top left. They're currently offline as of me making this video, but when they're online, it would be right there. And now let's say you want to go deeper, you're looking at like build guides or something. If you go to one of those pages, the stream is also embedded there. It's on every single page of Fextralife. Their stream
Fextra is not the
embedded,
only one.
No matter where you
no.
go, you will count as a viewer for their Twitch stream.
That's right. Sitting here 30.
Fextra is the most prolific though, because of the viewership they get. 30,000. There's not many embeds that get to this level. But really, like, you know, for some directories like Armored Core, I mean, what do you need? You need 1,000 to get to the top row, right? And so, yeah, I mean, you don't, this is just the most egregious one. Are they creating content that contains the embeds, though? Are they creating content that contains the embeds? The stream? I mean, yeah, they are creating content they are streaming, right?
1,000 viewers. The chat's lower than fucking a 200 viewer streamer. This is pathetic. Twitch doesn't give a fuck. Yeah. And that's the thing is like, how are we really going to get mad at them? They're just playing the game. They're not breaking any rules. So
oh my gosh. So this is like, this video included a clip from Asmongold, and Asmongold is now reacting to this is like 7 layers of streaming right here. This is such a react-ception. This is Moist reacting to this, and then Asmongold reacting to that, and I'm reacting to all this. This is like insane react-ception. Like, but yeah. So I mean, this is the whole point, right? It says they have 30,000 viewers. They only have like 10 people actually chatting in the chat. So now you have a weird experience for the viewers that actually do show up and are like, oh, this person has 30,000 viewers. Let me go watch. And there's like no chat, right? There's nothing happening. They're like, okay, this is weird. And so it's misleading. It's not actually there's not actually 30,000 people watching that content. And that's where it all kind of unravels.
As you can see right here inside of their wiki here, they have the stream. Yeah, this is being done for the users because every user wants to have a stream of Armored Core 6 that's the size of the original Game Boy. And I don't mean the whole thing, I just mean the screen. Yeah, where the
Yeah,
title
Connection, that
of
would be
all their
interesting,
fucking,
yes.
like, this
That would
is
be
some
helpful.
sponsor they have that's probably getting finessed out of their money. And then, oh, another advertisement for the Wikipedia. Okay, here we go. Yeah, look at this. Embedded
this
in
is
this
for the
tiny
users,
little
guys.
box. And this tiny little box here is why they have 31,000 viewers.
Now,
It's that
I have seen
simple.
conflicting reports where if you open multiple Fextralife tabs, you will count as multiple viewers since it's embedded on each one. But I
don't
haven't
know.
seen like 100% concrete
I
confirmation.
don't
There's
think
too many
that's-
viewers, it'd be impossible to tell because the fluctuation's too high. You couldn't do A/B testing on that.
That's how Twitch would
I
calculate
think
that.
also-
but there is a bit of evidence to suggest that it might.
I don't think
so I
that-
just wanted
that
to put that
Twitch
out there
counts
as a
viewers like
possibility.
that.
Take it with a grain of salt. That is something that's been.
Because that's the same as opening like my stream in 10 tabs and counting, and that doesn't happen. Also, Twitch tends to pause videos if your screen is not the primary video. So if you tab away from my stream, sometimes it'll pause. So yeah, I don't think that part is accurate.
being discussed as well, because since it is embedded on every page, a lot of people like me open many tabs. So I might have like 3 different Fextralife tabs open, and that's 3 different embed sources. So I guess it could
Closes
count
9
as 3,
tabs.
but
Yeah, you don't
again,
need to do
I'm
that.
not sure 100% if that's true. But what is true is you do count as a viewer when you are on Fextralife, no matter what page you're on. You are absolutely not watching the stream. I have no doubt there's literally 0 sentient human beings with a fucking pulse that are watching the Fextralife stream on the Fextralife website, because it's a tiny little box that just hides away in the top left, and no one's going to be watching it on that. It'd be like watching it on a Game Boy Color. Like, it's
Great example.
They're
Yeah.
of
great
the
example.
same minds.
fucking worthless. No one's doing that. It's there just to gamify those numbers and pump that shit up. Like, absolutely skyrocket their viewership numbers on Twitch while adding no real organic viewers to it, and obviously no one in the chat. Now, none of
Yeah, nobody's watching, nobody gives a fuck, and the only time you see somebody in chat is them saying, hey, you're a view botter. They get banned. That's it. There's no comments or anything like this.
most people like me will keep these tabs open for a long period of time.
Yeah.
So even if Fextralife's offline right now, if I just keep this tab open, when they go online, I'm counted as a viewer, even if I'm not home. Like, even if I forget the tab's open, I'm still counted in their viewership numbers. And to prove just how prevalent this is with viewers that are just accidentally watching Fextralife because they have the tab open somewhere, a streamer named Quinn went into their offline stream after Fextralife had
23,000 offline chatters. What a community.
concluded, and just did a command that showed how many viewers were still there even though the stream wasn't going on.
Right.
Now, this is something that does exist on normal Twitch streams with normal people watching them.
Sucks your bandwidth
There
in.
is
It
something
does.
called like an offline community where if a streamer goes offline, there's
Yeah, the offline community is for the people that have, it's basically like an Olympics for who has the most mental illnesses inside of a community. And the people who type the most in the offline chat,
Jesus.
they get the gold medal.
Oh my god.
it's of people that'll hang around and just talk to each other in the offline chat, but not very many. It's a small number compared to the overall viewership.
Right.
But for Fextralife, it's almost their entire fucking viewership is still in their stream even when they're offline.
Of course.
Meaning it's just people that have a Fextralife wiki tab opened somewhere, not actually a viewer of their stream.
Surely my anguish and despair will ring on someone's ear.
Chatters. 23,000 chatters.
That's interesting.
23,000 real people just waiting patiently.
Multiple reacts again. Wait,
I'm a DS streamer,
so
boys. I guess this is what
I didn't know
this is
that
what
was an
23,000
actual
person channel looks like,
command.
guys. It's not a. You're disgusting. If you insinuate
Oh,
that there's not
interesting.
23,642 people right now, you are fucking disgusting for implying these are view bots and they're not actually
Oh
there.
gosh, I don't
Yeah,
like
totally,
when
guys. Totally.
blah,
It's
blah,
not
blah.
viewbotting at all. This is completely legitimate.
Okay, literally 23,000 people in his offline chat. Come on.
Yeah, it's pretty outrageous. So the offline chat was over 23,000 current chatters. So meaning that's 23,000 people in the stream right there, and not a single message. And also, there's no such thing as an offline chat that has 23,000 people in it. Not even the biggest streamers in the world have
Yeah.
anywhere close to that
No,
as
they
an
don't.
offline chat number. That is people that are just on the Fextralife wiki with tabs open.
That's
They're
actually
not
really
actu-
an interesting tool. I did not know that it was a thing. Oh, XQC is followers only chat. I don't want to follow. Anyone following XQC want to see how many chatters that he has right now? I mean, but you can already see, like, I mean, like, people are chatting, right? I mean, I've had this pulled open. So this is the chat history, right? It loads like the last 100 messages or so. And then if I pull open Fextralife, there's nothing. It's sub only chat now too. But yeah, I mean, Oh, it's sub only. That means that there would be no one talking. We might have all these subs that are talking. It's /chatters. I mean, you could probably compare this to... Wait, maybe can I do it without being a follower? Oh, yeah. 3,651 chatters. 3,000. And XQC averages about the same viewership, if not more viewership, honestly. This happened not too long ago in the VTuber sphere. Brand VTuber debuted in Twitch. I saw that with over 70k viewers and was later found out it was an embed on the Opera browser. Yes. I had a link to that somewhere. That is, yep, that is something that happened too. I have so many tabs that I can't find it. But yeah, I did have a link to that controversy. So yeah, I mean, it said that they were like the most like the most watched VTuber, biggest VTuber debut, and it was on like it was on the Opera browser's homepage or something like that. I don't even know. Which I think is like when you open a new tab, right? Sometimes some people have that as their main page.
Watching the Fextralife streams. It's fucking ridiculous. Now, it is important to note, Fextralife is not the only stream that takes advantage of this embed protocol. Like, they're not the only ones.
Yeah, the only reason we're talking about them is because they do it in the most obvious way, and it's the most effective, right? Like, or not the most effective, but it's the most obvious.
Which
right?
has
Like,
not
they have
commented,
30,000 viewers, whereas the other people that are embedding have smaller websites, and so they're getting a plus 300 or a plus 700 or something like that. So it doesn't really matter as much.
That employ this tactic, but they are the ones that are the most egregious because they paste it on every single page on their wiki, and there's tons of pages you can't avoid it. And obviously, whatever they're streaming isn't going to be relevant to every single page on their wiki site. It's people that aren't actually watching the stream. It is no different, really, than viewbotting, which is an argument people have been making for years.
Well, it is different, but it is not. Like, even though the method is different, the effect is the same.
Yeah.
The people that are watching the stream.
And naturally,
you're doing this on purpose for
streamers to embed their streams everywhere else. It's a free advertisement. For
it benefits them, and the only way Twitch is going to do something about it is if people complain about it a lot, and even that might not work, but or if advertisers see it and feel like they're getting finessed. Because if advertisers complain, then it'll be gone. But until then, yeah, Charlie's right.
If it affects money, then it definitely is going to change.
Free numbers that help everything on their platform, like Twitch has no incentive to shut that down at all. Even though it's very clear that 23,642 people aren't actually in the Fextralife offline chat or watching their streams, it doesn't matter because it only serves to help Twitch. So why would they put the kibosh on something like that? They allow it, and Fextralife isn't breaking any rules.
No.
A lot of people have said, don't hate the player, hate the game, and they're kind of right. Fextralife is not breaking any rules. They are...
But they're negative affecting everybody else on the website. They are. They're
that's
damaging
why...
everybody else on the website. They're hurting sponsorship opportunities. They are suppressing real legitimate streamers, but they are not breaking any terms of service.
That's why even though Twitch may or may not do anything, it's still good to have these conversations because what these creators are doing, am I making an effect? Probably not. But what these creators are doing is they're very big creators with a very big audience. MoistCr1TiKaL's video has like 1 million views on it. Like the original video of this conversation, this came out...
Are you a gamer? Me too. And as a
19 hours ago and has 1.1 million views. It is the #7 video trending on gaming right now. So this has become a widespread conversation. And even though Twitch may not do something, but they're more likely to comment on it with all of the discussion that's happening. Just the fact that creators are talking about it leaves an impression. It raises awareness for viewers. So they are just more knowledgeable of what is happening and what they may or may not be supporting. And for those creators who are doing this, maybe they'll feel a little bad. Maybe they will feel the pressure to, you know, not embed or change the way they do embed or, you know, how they go about this information, go about this, like, you know, situation. You know, I think that like if I were in their shoes, what I would do is I would say, okay, we're only going to embed on the whatever game we're playing that day. I don't know how easy that is to do like developmentally. That could be very challenging because it's probably like, I don't know if it's like a global sidebar. So that could be very tough to do. But I would say, hey, we're going to like only embed on whatever game we're playing, whatever wiki is associated with that game. That way it's highly accurate. They're going to get they'll still get viewers, but it'll be far less. I'd also say, see, I don't know though if you like, I don't think Fextralife ever raids. Do they raid anyone? Because if they did, I mean, you'd be able to see they're only going to raid with like, I don't know, a few thousand. So, and so that's just straight up like selfish behavior as well, right? Like these creators are like having these giant view counts. They're basically the centerpiece of any game they're playing, while every other creator is like trying to grow, trying so hard to grow and compete, and then they don't even raid anyone else. Probably because it would just like, you know, expose them for how few people they actually have. But also, it's just like it's so selfish. At the very least, I'd say, you know, we're gonna raid someone every single time we end our stream, so that anyone we did suck up from having a misleading viewer count, we will send them to a smaller creator who can grow and benefit. That would go a long way. Now, would everyone be satisfied? No, I still feel like people would still call them out, but I think that would show that we're in this together type thing, and not just like, hey, like, you know, we're gonna just do this and screw everyone else. A lot of large streamers don't raid, yeah. I mean, I think there's like a challenge with large streamers raiding because they're like, well, you know, and that could be very stressful, but also it's not hard to like build a base of people that you want to raid and support. But yeah, I don't know. I don't understand that mentality.
That's true.
Legally viewbotting their streams and have been for a very long time, proudly. So this has obviously been controversial for a while because, as you might imagine, this doesn't help other streamers, because Fextralife will always take either the #1 spot or the #2 spot in a brand new game release, and they're not actually actually having people watch them. It's fake phony numbers because of the way they embed their streams on their site. So it takes those spots away from streamers that deserve it more, who actually do have communities that watch their streams.
Well, it's not whether they deserve it or not. I mean, like if you have a stream with that many viewers, like the truth is that this is why. Like, for example, view botting on YouTube, like botting like views on YouTube isn't really as influential because viewership on YouTube isn't the only metric that's used in order to promote content.
Yes.
But the issue and the reason why it's bad on Twitch is that viewer count is the end all and be all
Yes.
of what is successful or not successful on Twitch. Because viewer count creates it's like a snowball effect, right? Because once you get up to like a high enough position in the directory, people will find you just by browsing. And whenever people are finding you by browsing, well, then that's going to increase the traffic to your channel. And whenever the traffic to your channel increases, well, then you're going to get more viewers, which is going to push you up higher, and it's going to get you even more traffic, right? So like this thing kind of, you know, repeats on itself, and it multiplies.
So Radium, so Asmongold is explaining view bots basically, right? If you have more viewers, you appear higher in the directory, you're going to get more real viewers, and you're going to suck up all the attention and grow. Now, if you get messages like that in your chat, never click those links. Because first of all, VBots are against TOS. Second of all, a lot of those are just scams and phishing links that are gonna, you know, hack your account and buy like, you know, $1 million worth of bits. So don't click those links. They're scams, and even if they aren't, you shouldn't be doing that because Twitch can actually figure out if you're view botting. The difference here is embedding is still allowed on Twitch, and so that's a Twitch problem. View bots are not allowed.
And so whenever you have somebody who's taking up one of those spots, there are only a limited number of these spots. And whenever a person is taking the spot away illegitimately, that is directly affecting another person.
Yeah.
It directly affects them.
longer have those
Why
slots.
doesn't everybody do this?
Oh,
They
those
should.
are just bots. They're
Fextralife takes
tracking
up.
data.
So obviously it makes a lot of streamers when a new game comes out mad because they can't compete with Fextralife viewbotting fundamentally. It's been that way for a long time, and I don't see it changing, but a lot of people are talking about it again, so I thought it'd be an interesting topic to discuss again, especially considering this time around the owner has spoken about it. So this is their response to all of the viewbotting allegations. They state that a viewbot is when you use artificial and non-existing browsers to inflate views on Twitch, and that does try to fool advertisers because A, it plays an ad, and B, nobody is watching. Real quick before continuing, they're getting a bit lost in semantics here as opposed to making real arguments on how what they're doing is different.
Huh. Where have I seen this happen lately? Where, you know, people like to go after the semantics of something rather than bringing real points to the table.
Live streams often have sponsors, and sometimes very big sponsors.
Hey, newsflash. If you have to resort to semantics, then you have probably already lost the argument. This happened to me recently with another person that works for another site, and Linus Tech Tips. Really, they went hard on the semantic route. They were like, we didn't sell the prototype without permission. We auctioned it, okay? Where's my zoom? I need to get my zoom back because that was needed of a zoom, and all I got is this face. That's all. No, really, not amused here.
Imagine they sell their streams with their concurrent viewer average, which is like between 10 and 30,000 viewers. It's huge, but most companies probably aren't going to really look into that, so they're going to assume their ad is being seen by 10 to 30,000 people,
Which is not true.
As is very clearly illustrated.
Yeah, the advertisers are being finessed. They're being defrauded. That's clearly what's happening.
23,000 of those people aren't actually even in the stream. They're on Fextralife with the stream pulled up muted in some tab, not even aware that it's going on. So these companies aren't actually getting their ads placed in front of 30,000 viewers. They're getting it placed in front of, I have no idea, maybe a few hundred, maybe 1,000. There's really no way of knowing because there's no real activity in their stream to judge it on or anything remotely like that. So it really isn't.
Yeah, of course. Right, it's fraud, which is crime. Yeah, how is that not fraud? It is. It's clearly fraud because like they know. So think about it like this, right? Is that whenever they provide that number, and that number is being used in order to create a contract, and they know that that number is fundamentally inaccurate, right? It's like, for example, like if you have, again, a convention, or like you had a fucking, I'm trying to think of a good example of this. Like you have like a concert, and you say there's,
okay,
think that number is genuine, they
we know
display
this
ignorant
is bad.
of what a viewer should represent.
Different than a viewbot. When you do play an ad on Fextralife, nobody is watching. Same way as if you would play an ad during a stream that is just completely viewbotted in the traditional sense. Nobody is watching the Fextralife ad that the company has paid for. Thing is an advertisement of the stream to real people on real browsers on an external website. Like any integration, the objective is to get people to click and go to Twitch. No advertisements are played on the embedded unit, generating zero revenue. Embeds are part of the intended code of Twitch and are intentional features that anyone can use, and many content creators besides us do. These are real people that we have worked tirelessly to build up into our community. What community? You tirelessly built up an imaginary community.
Yeah, it's a community of people that are wondering where everybody else in chat is. Hey, yo, you were wondering, are they viewbotting or not, man? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just saw this stream, and so I figured I'd come in here and...
Oh, God.
This is weird.
The Fextralife community you refer to is more made up than the Tooth Fairy. There is nobody in your Twitch streams. Nobody. Like, I can't tell if they're being intentionally delusional here or if they actually think that what they're doing.
I think that they're stupid. I think that the person who wrote that is stupid because they said two things that directly contradicted themselves, and then they made a qualifying statement to assert their integrity. That's a good pause, right? To assert their integrity, right? About them saying they don't know about Reddit bots. Like, these are things that a stupid person would say. Yeah, I don't think that I just think they're dumb.
Is somehow totally, the same as just building up a normal
I think they're just bad at
community.
PR, which most streamers...
Your embedded Twitch streams
most
are not
creators
driving
are
your
bad at
Fextralife
PR.
wiki readers to your Twitch stream. There is no call to action to it that I've ever seen. It just automatically is playing whenever you're on any page on Fextralife.
To
How the fuck can you possibly
PR
make an argument
crisis
saying that what you're doing is just an advertisement to get those people on your wiki to the streams? Because it's not. the streams aren't even relevant to what your readers are reading. What's being streamed is completely separate from whatever they're on your site to read about. There's no chance that the two could even connect most
Okay,
of the time.
we're just like repeating the same
That's
things
really not the goal.
now.
If that was the goal, you would only embed your streams on the newest releases because they'd be relevant to each other.
Right.
As opposed to just having it embedded on every single page where
That's
it makes
what
no
I
sense. Why would
suggested.
an Armored Core 6 Fextralife stream be playing on my Dark Souls 3 Fextralife wiki? And how the fuck would you possibly think that I'm on Dark Souls 3 wiki but might want to watch Fextralife streaming Armored Core 6?
Well,
It's just, that is a
Probably not gonna happen.
I mean,
nonsensical statement
bad
to try and
example
say that your
because-
embeds
Absolutely.
are only there to try and
From
get people from
software.
your actual wiki to your streams. That's not the goal. The goal is just to artificially inflate your numbers because
Yeah.
it's automatically playing.
This
and it
is
counts
not
viewers.
related
Yeah,
What
to
embedding
the
does for me
extra
is
life.
make my
No,
website
I don't
audience
know
aware
why
I'm a
they're
person
called
I'm-
Fextra Life. I get again. Chat maybe try to explain it. I just don't understand it. Extra life, like, but that's just sounds like they're saying F to the Extra Life charity. It just it's so weird. I don't understand.
streaming, and I can show them games that I think they'd be interested in.
Well, how
Again,
you're a person. There's like 5 people that stream on the thing. There's not even one person that's streaming on FX. It's just 5 people. A person? What I think it was AI? No, it's AI. I don't care if you're a person. Oh, this is emotional appeal. Oh, I'm a person. Get the fuck out of here.
that argument doesn't work when the
Jesus.
website is all about
So I'm
game
reading this for the second
information.
time,
It's
it's
not a
making me mad
personality-driven site. They're not going to Fextralife hoping that they'll see that Fextralife is also live on Twitch. They're going there because they're looking for guides and information on the game that they are currently playing. It just that doesn't make any sense. What embedding does for Twitch is give them free advertising for their platform and an ongoing conversion from our website to Twitch. These new people were not on Twitch otherwise, and they're still not on Twitch. They're not going there. They're not going to Twitch.
Okay, we're just like
And it counts as
okay.
a view
We're
for it on
kind
our
of
channel.
repeating a lot of points, y'all. So
Unbelievable, man. It's like look at is a moron. They are a moron.
From that embedding,
Yeah,
and are they
exactly.
also aware that that means it's muted? That means
Exactly.
that their sponsorship package, the ad read, all of it, the vast majority of those numbers that it's being put in front of aren't even aware it's going on because it's muted
Yep.
and it's not visible. It's a very tiny box. Do the sponsors know that? I certainly hope so, because that would be very shady if you didn't make the sponsors aware that they're
Well, of course they're going to have to because they're selling. How could think about it logically? How could you possibly determine the value of a Twitch channel? Like, what's the logic? So how would you determine the value of a Twitch channel? Chatters and viewers, followers. You could maybe do followers,
watch time
but
retention.
it's going to be viewers, right? Conversion rate. Yeah. Well, you can't know conversion rate until you do until you sponsor them, right? 'Cause
So we talked about this in the discussion. Twitch does show you where your views are coming from. So what companies could do is, I don't think you can get this externally. But if you go to your Discovery tab, you can actually see where your people are coming from. Now, I don't know what this would look like from an embed because I don't know if it's tracking views. Is it tracking views that are happening on the embed or views that come to the like actual stream page? I think it's the former. I think it's so you would see a ton of views come in from like Fextralife.com or whatever. Homepage recommendations. I like that it's starting to give like little breakdowns too. Fextralife.com. I don't know why that says that. One view. I don't understand. It's probably just where I've been. It's probably just counting where I've been. They're everywhere. I'm a view botter. I'm an embedder. I don't know. So maybe brands could be like, okay, well, we want this information, and then you would basically probably, I wouldn't say disqualify all the views, but you know, make it worth much less. So as a brand, I'd be like, give me this page. Give me your last 30 days. Show me where your traffic resides.
because you don't have like a crystal ball, you can't see the future. And they say site visitors go to their stream, which they're not, so they get advertisement views from both native Twitch viewers and visitors to the site, since they're not. Well, yeah, they're not. So like,
Okay.
And it's not going to be seen by them either because the box is too small and the viewers aren't actually on Twitch. I would hope you'd make them very well aware of all of the shortcomings of doing an ad with Fextralife, since most of the viewer numbers come from a fucking tiny embed on a completely separate site that, again, is also muted. So hopefully you have made all of your partners aware of that. The owner does continue going on to other criticisms people have put forth
and I think
against...
that they probably tell them that, but they don't tell them the extent of it. So they say some of our viewers come from embeds. Well, it's not some of your viewers, it's 99% of them. So it's like, yes, I technically disclosed that some of our viewers do come from embeds, the sponsor, but like you're doing so in a way that is still obscuring really what the truth is.
Fextralife, such as like AI-driven content or it being lazy, stuff like that. But that wasn't the...
This is why we give a fuck about pretending like we give a fuck about scamming the sponsors, though. I do. I do give a fuck. Number one, it's fraudulent.
Yeah, we do care. Like, why would someone in chat even say that? Why do we care about the sponsors? Like, do you know how like the bills get paid for Twitch and for streamers? Like, like why would you say like that's just like the dumbest comment ever.
And also, what I think is going to happen, and this is how the effect is going to play out, is that the more people that do stuff like this, the more sponsors don't get their money back for the sponsorship. And the more sponsors that don't get their money back for the sponsorship means that they're going to be paying less money. And if they're paying less money, that means streamers are going to be taking more sponsors to make up for that fact. And if streamers are taking more sponsors and you're seeing more ads, that degrades your experience on the website. So this does affect you as a user. Now, it doesn't do it. There's not a direct effect. There is in a way, right? Because you have to not click on their channel whenever you're looking for something important. But there will be an effect of this.
Santos, otherwise known as QMG Saint, who is the director of influencer relations at Sandbox Strategies, tweeted out this morning, embed streams are actively taking money out of creators' pockets. As someone who actively spends multiple millions on creators every year, this is definitely an issue that's on Twitch to fix. Even more so as creators don't stop, keep fighting until they listen. So why do we care about sponsors? Why do we care about this issue? Because the brands care. And this is why Twitch should care. Because already there's a lot of frustration on the brand side with Twitch for many reasons. I've heard that they're difficult to work with. They're like the process of getting ads on Twitch is very challenging. The metrics, like the metric tracking, the data that's available it sucks. And brands prefer to go through YouTube where it's very quick. You can also very narrowly focus on where your ads are going, whereas Twitch, if you do an ad campaign, it's just like whatever. Like you can't sign up yourself. You have to have like a very high minimum spend, and there's very little control of where your ad's going to be showing and how your ad's going to be showing. And this is just another thing that makes Twitch not trustworthy as a platform, as a site where brands want to advertise. So they will take their advertising dollars and go elsewhere. This is not the first time I've heard issues related to advertising on Twitch, and it is costing Twitch millions of dollars, and for that it's costing creators millions of dollars as well. So, and embeds is definitely one of the pieces of the puzzle that's chipping away at the value that Twitch offers.
And I think that it's already happened.
Focus of what I wanted to talk about today. The statement is still very much up if you want to see how they defend themselves against other claims, but these were the main things I wanted to talk about in regards to this situation, because this is a conversation that comes up at least once or twice a year. And it is a very interesting one about embedding, view botting. It is an interesting topic that I just wanted to talk about a bit, since a lot of other people
I'm glad.
Okay, I think we're done. I mean, if I missed something in the last 4 minutes of this video, I'm sorry, but look, we've talked about this extensively at this point. We'll see if anything comes from this. Is it against Twitch's interest to do something about this? As we discussed in the last video that we did on this, I mean, yes, for these reasons, for the brand and creator side, but no, because they also do a lot of these same practices, and it makes their site seem more popular than it is. Not to say Twitch is popular, but I mean, relatively it's still small, and this makes it seem even bigger. by having these numbers and allowing these numbers. So yes and no. So yeah, we'll see if anything comes from this, and I'm sure there'll be more discussions